Surprise, surprise, Pablo, huh? Pablo and I were just checking waters, because it's Friday here and it's the weekend. And I opened it up. I had it, and we have babies. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And as you can see, the sun is coming down here in Cape Coral. And I had a busy day today. Fridays are supposed to be relaxing for me. I always have a lot going on. But we got a big surprise in the boa room today. Very big surprise. Didn't expect. We got a litter. Yes, first litter of the year. Can you believe it? I had no idea whatsoever that this thing was coming. I had this female paired with a male last year, and I got nothing, which was surprising because usually the Onyxes I could tell when they're going to go, and I usually breed them every other year. But she didn't go, but she was big, and I just kept the male in there with her. I said, you know what, I'm just going to keep it in there because if I don't, I could miss the window. And you know what? It's lucky that I kept the male in there, because had I not, she probably would have slugged out. So sometimes it's good to cohabitate your male and female. And I kept feeding them. I would just separate them in the cage, and I would feed them, and I put like one under the hide box, and I just kind of said, well, who knows? I figured if we were going to get a litter, it would be probably, usual time, March, April, May, something like that. But earliest boa litter I've ever had. Let's go take a look. Surprise, surprise, Pablo, huh? Pablo and I were just checking waters, because it's Friday here and it's the weekend. And I opened it up. I had it, and we have babies. Wow. First boa litter ever this early in the year. Now this girl I thought was going to go last year, so she just ovulated at a weird time. Isn't it good I kept the male in with her?
Yeah.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Look, she's defending. Whoa! She almost got Pablo. They don't look. I don't know. I don't know. You think they've been here for a while? I think I checked her yesterday. I don't think.
Oh,
they must.
I was just gonna say it probably looks like it's been.
It's a little stinky though. So, yeah. But the babies look like they're still kind of like together. So I have to imagine that that maybe she had them last night or something like that. They don't look like they're dried out by any means. They would have dried out if it was over a day. So that's our Onyx, het blood, het Hondurant positive, het Anery 2, mother. And she did not go last year. Her sister went last year, but we're gonna get her out. We're not trying to grab babies with her still in there. So we'll put her in the bottom tub, and we'll check it out. Who did we breed her to? We bred it to we brought her to the Hypo Hondurant positive Onyx. Is that what it says? 66% het blood.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So we should get.
I had two males in with her. I'm gonna have to look at the babies, and we'll have to figure out who the father is. But
I don't see her tag here, Dave.
No, I think maybe it fell off. I know what she is though.
Yeah, but you have two tags.
Those are two male tags.
But they both say the same thing.
Oh, okay. Then I'm consistent at least.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to show you. I took the female out. She's out. The male was still in there because we didn't even know if she gave birth. This is my Hypo, or we can call Hondurant positive Sunglow, Hypo positive Onyx, possible het blood. We'll find out when we analyze these babies. I think he's the father. Now I did have another male in, but earlier, but I think he's been in most of the time. So we'll have to figure out if he is the father. Look at the babies all hanging around the daddy. See, even the daddies take care of the babies with boas. Cool. All right, let's pull the male and we'll check the babies out. All right, there he is, our daddy. Hypo Hondurant positive Onyx. Just putting him back in his cage. He's gonna get a nice meal. I'm sure he's hungry. We probably should defrost some food. Give the mother and him a meal. Good job. Yes. Especially if you are the daddy. I kept him back because I really loved the way he looked. I didn't know if he was going to prove out to be half blood, and I still don't. I'm going to look at those babies in a minute, but if he did, then he turned out to be a really, really good holdback. And I didn't see any Anery 2 stuff in that litter. So if we got no Anery 2, more than likely he probably is not het Anery 2, which is not a bad thing, because sometimes I get too many of the Anerys. All right, we got 11 babies, only 2 dead ones and a slug. That's a lot of babies from a Onyx female, because they don't, the Central American dwarf boas usually do not give you huge litters, at least in my experience. But she's old now, she's about 8 years old, so she's kind of really mature. And we got some really, if you see how big these babies are, these are big babies. For a dwarf boa that's not gonna get very big, look how big these babies are. The Colombians are way smaller, way smaller. It's because the Central Americans always have less goo when they're born. There was almost no goo in that tub if you looked. And they have big babies, but they usually have small litters. So this kind of like, you know, contradicts that. Now, we had some pretty amazing babies. I'm gonna wait till these shed out really before I do a really good ID video, but I will tell you this, we have, I think we hit some seriously good odds. Look, this one is trying to come out. This is what I think to be a super Onyx Hypo blood Hondurant positive. I think we hit every gene on this thing here. And so I think that male is actually, I think he's going to prove out to have blood. I really believe we have bloods here, because I think this is more than just super Onyx Hondurant positive Hypo. This has got to have blood in it too. And once again, these guys have not shed. They have the black eyes. You know, the black eyes you'll get from the super Onyx though too. So bloods give you black eyes, but this thing is like almost patternless. It has a light pattern, and once it sheds, we'll see the pattern. But this is super Onyx, definitely Hypo. There's definitely blood in here. I think there's Hondurant positive in here too. I think we hit everything. I really believe we did. But there's some really, look at this guy. This might be one copy of Onyx, blood, Hondurant positive Hypo, possibly. Because that tail is much lighter. And look at that, it almost looks like an Aztec pattern. A chain link fence down its back. I don't know what's doing that. I'm gonna have to talk to my good friend Frake Nutt regarding this litter, because we got some seriously cool stuff in here. For those of you who like the dark morphs, here's a super Onyx, looking almost totally black. Looks like an anaconda actually. They're getting away. I gotta watch out. I don't want to lose these babies. But there's some like seriously almost patternless boas in here, and that's the super Onyx for sure. We know that Hypo wipes away pattern too, so they're definitely Hypos. And we hit a lot of good stuff in this litter here. And once again, nice big healthy babies. We're going to put them in the incubator because some of them have some big bellies with big yolk sacs in them that I want to make sure they absorb. I have a feeling these babies were probably delivered last night, and now we're into the afternoon here, early evening, so they're all out of their sacs and they're all doing pretty well. So turned out good. I'm glad I left the male in with that female, because I had a feeling that she wasn't done. Even though she didn't go last year, I had a feeling she was going to go early this year. I didn't think it was going to be this early. I've never gotten a boa litter this early. So really cool stuff. Like I said, once these guys shed in about a week, I will do a full ID video if I can ID them for you. Look at this one. This one looks like it's blood super Onyx. That's what I would guess on that one. So that's good news. Finally, we hit a really nice litter of Onyx stuff, where we got the Hondurant positive and the blood stuff involved. So that's really exciting. Very, very exciting here. Palumbo's pythons and boas. There's my olive python. He's the only snake who comes up to me and says, I want to hang out. It's probably about 70 degrees out right now. He's loving it. The sun is out. It's like the afternoon. He's trying to get a little bit of UV going on here for him. His girlfriend's up in the hide box. He's still climbing. Let's see if he goes up to his girlfriend. Oh, he's trying to get sun. There's a girl right in the hide box up there, hiding out. Oh, maybe he's going up there. Here he goes. Getting his exercise, climbing. They're so playful, these olive pythons. They're really, they love climbing. it's really a pleasure to be able to give them this such a big enclosure to have their fun in. Maybe he's going to get a drink. And he's like, all right, goodbye everyone. See you later. All right, I just put some new water in here. I'm putting my hand in here, try to see if she'll come over to me. She loves going in this little water tub here. She really loves the water, but she makes a mess with it. Where you have to empty it like 3 times a day. Look at her sitting on that. See how she's sitting, Pop?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm telling you, if we built her a big cage, I think she would love it, to be honest with you. I really do. I think she wants to sit on the ledge, bask a little bit, chill out with some vegetation. We're going to try to figure out what to do for a water feature for her, because I think she really likes the water. What I'm trying to do is just get her to, come over and socially interact with me. I'm not using the glove, because the glove is something she doesn't like. She doesn't seem to be afraid of me, which is good. She doesn't run away as long as I don't have that glove on. The glove, she definitely has a problem with the glove. Because she knows I'm going to try to grab her with that. I'm not going to try to grab her right now. I'm just trying to have some kind of interaction with her, positive interaction. See if she gets into the water tub. If she comes, all right, she's coming over. Here she comes. From what Sean O'Rourke told me, my friend, he's like, just make sure you don't smell like, food. She's really just getting in the water tub right now and sitting. But look at her. She's all the way coming right over to here. Oh, I think she wants to get out. Hopefully. All right, I'm going to have trust in her right now. Hopefully she won't, she's definitely tasting me with her tongue. She's doing tongue flicks. I think she wants to get out of the cage. That's the problem. I don't really want her to come. I don't really want to climb it out. Okay. Very gentle, very slow movements. Just gave her a little rub under the chin. I didn't want her to get out. She's a little scared. Look, she went underwater. She wet herself. She does like going in the water. She really enjoys the water. But the fact that we just had a very positive interaction with each other, or positive thread, I'm going to close the cage up now, because I think this was a good way to end. There wasn't any fear there. I was able to touch her with my hand. She came to me. I didn't go after her. She's laying in the water now. If you can really get a good look at her in the water. And she's having fun. So we're going to close this cage up. And we're going to let her splash around in there. All right, just wanted to show you a little update on this carpet python we produced last year. This is a possible super caramel albino that's 66% het axanthic, or 66% het moonglow. It's definitely got 1 copy of caramel, 1 copy of albino. So we're just 1 gene off from moonglow, the most important one that removes all the yellow. So really cool looking though, I think. And it hasn't even gone through its color change yet. This is still the juvenile coloring. It's going to really lighten up a lot when it goes through its color change. It's a really nice male. It's one of the best carpets I've had, because it's eaten since the day it was born, or since a week after it was born. It wasn't stubborn like most of the albinos are. And I think once it goes through its ontogenetic color change at a year old, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. I just have a really, really, really good feeling about this boy. Albino carpets are just gorgeous. And like I said, my project is still Project Moonglow, and we're still working on it. And we won't give up till we get it. A little Palmetto Corn snake for good measure. Take us into the weekend. Look at that boy. Oh, this is the girl, actually. She's an albino Palmetto Corn. Palmetto is a recessive trait. It gives you that white with the speckles on it. Albino removes the darkness, so you're going to get a red eye, and you're going to get all the darkness on off here. So we have just all orangey red stuff going on. And this little girl has put on a lot of size since we've gotten her. If you remember, look at her compared to my hand. She's gotten a lot of thickness, and I think she's at that point now where Pablo's going to really be able to start feeding her bigger prey items, which means she's going to grow even faster now. So it'll be exciting. I love my palmettos, and I'm almost ready to start, in another month or two, maybe put her into a nice enclosure where she can show off her beauty. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. We got a little look at that beautiful, gorgeous Onyx litter. Oh my God, I'm so happy with that litter. Ugh. I really believe that with the male proved out to be het blood. It looks like we got blood in that litter. I'm going to talk to my good friend Freak Nut over in the Netherlands and see what he thinks. But I'm pretty sure we got. I think we hit what I was looking for, which was the Hypo Super Onyx Hondurant T positive blood. Ugh. Those patternless, really light looking pinkish red ones. I think that's it. I think we got more than one. And I think we actually hit a regular Onyx version of that too. I think we have a Hypo Onyx blood Hondurant T positive. I'm not sure. They haven't shed yet, but I just wanted you to see for a super dwarf boa. Remember, these Honduran boas are the smallest of the small. So they're what I call the super dwarf boas. All those, you know, and obviously we got a little blood in there. They're Panamanian, but they're really small boas too. So these are tiny boas, and they produce the biggest babies. And usually it's a very small clutch of big babies, you know, like 5 or 6. This was a nice one. This was 11 alive babies. I mean, only 2 died, and there was, I think, 1 slug. That's a really big litter. Really good fertility on that. They all look really good. They all have big bellies full of nice yolk sac that they're going to be absorbing. I put them in the incubator, and they'll be absorbing that over the next week, and then they'll shed, and then we'll set them up in their own little tubs, and we'll hopefully identify those things, and we'll see what we got. Very exciting. Good way to end the week. Wasn't such a great week in terms of like things I have going on, but it surely ended on a really nice note. So if you guys like what you're seeing, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back Monday morning.